So recently it was in the news that the Swedish feminist um, government went over to a Muslim country. I think it was Saudi Arabia, and they wore hijabs. And somehow this was stupid and horrible and disgusting, um, and a joke and whatever. And actually, there were some pretty funny comments that were on the Twitter feed. Somebody, they're really sexist. I mean, I'm not one to throw that word around flippantly, but some of the comments were like, women are emotional and they can't be logical, and that's why they shouldn't be in positions of government. And you're like, oh, well, come on. I mean, there's, no, it was liked like 2 times, which, I mean, ooh, 2 times. But everybody kind of was making a big deal about it. Even Gad Sad was like, this is stupid, and I don't see it. I mean, to me, it seems like it's an issue of respect, right? That you go over to a country, you wear the hijab because you're in their country, you want to respect their customs, and I mean, it's not like this is me kowtowing to your demands or whatever. Now it does seem, I mean, at some point it does get a little crazy. It's like, oh, well, we want you to, I don't know, we want we want a man to speak for you instead of, we don't want to hear your voice or something. It's like, oh, come on, dude. I mean, look, at some level they probably have to respect our customs. Like, look, we come from a much more equal people. If you want to do business with us, do business with us, but don't make us. But I don't really, I mean, I guess maybe I missed something. Maybe there's something I don't understand, but I don't see the whole hijab wearing thing a problem. And then, Marie Le Pen, the French presidential candidate, went to go speak with some Islamic people, and they said, "Oh yeah, you want to speak to us? So you have to wear the hijab." And she said, "No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to wear the hijab." And I think, fine, good on her. If she feels like that's a breach of her conscience or whatever, fine, don't wear the hijab. The thing that really bothers me about this whole issue is that I think I was told, based on a post, somebody posted the video of her saying no, and they were like, oh, see, Le Pen, quote, this, that, and the other, Le Pen has supported, my brain is not working, Le Pen has supported banning the hijab. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's good, banning the wearing of the hijab. That just really, I mean, that just seems too much like a yellow star to me. It's like, oh, we're not, we're just saying don't wear the hijab. We're not, like, making them wear a tag that says Muslim. Yeah, fair enough. No, yeah. But, I mean, telling somebody they can't wear something, there's precious little liberal about that. There's very little that is freedom-oriented about that. So those are just comments, and I guess I would like some feedback about this hijab issue, because I've heard a bunch of people go, wow, that's stupid, that's crazy, that's not feminist. It doesn't really sound like an argument to me. I mean, I agree that people celebrating the hijab and, like, oh, the hijab, it's a symbol of cultural diversity and woo, and, like, yeah, but for a large part of the Muslim world, by and large, the hijab is, it's almost a symbol of oppression. I mean, technically, the Christian tradition calls for a covering of the head. I mean, the Jews wear the yarmulke. I think women wear veils. Like, a veil is not unique to the Muslim world. Paul writes about, covering the face when you pray. I don't remember the exact wordage. I think that was in relation to, oh shoot, I don't remember now. But I mean, I don't, if you wear a hijab, you're being oppressed. I don't think that's the case. But this celebration of the hijab, and there's people who have actually taken the American flag and wove it into a hijab, and it's like, I mean, if somebody chooses to wear the hijab, fine. But there are many people who are forced to wear the hijab because the culture and indeed the government demands that you wear the hijab. I mean, the hijab is not a symbol of freedom for some people. I mean, for some people, they're very much pressured by everything: their family, their society, their government, their culture, their religious teachers, to wear the hijab. And, you know, I mean, it's bad enough if you feel pressured to wear it because, well, I'm not really a huge fan of the hijab, but I really like Islam, and so I'll wear the hijab. It's more than, I mean, there are people who, you know, like if they don't wear the hijab, they're horridly mistreated and barbarously treated, you know. But, so, conclusion, I don't really think wearing the hijab to Saudi Arabia is, I think I see it mostly as a sign of respect, but I'm not a fan of the romanticize this romance about wearing the hijab. It's like, if you're not a Muslim or a practicing Muslim, why are you wearing a hijab? To stand in solidarity with the Muslims who are being persecuted. Yeah, wearing the hijab is arguably part of their persecution. So that's kind of like handcuffing yourself in solidarity with, I don't know, but these people wear it like a fashion statement. Also, notice nobody is standing arm in arm with the Jews or the Christians, who, according to, I think it was some international organization, I don't want to put a label on it but they said that Christians are the most persecuted group in the Middle East, or I think even in the world. So, you know, why aren't you wearing crosses in solidarity with the Christians? Well, because we don't like Christians. They don't have that sweet, spicy social justice pizzazz going for them. You know, Christianity is popular in America, and it's a bunch of white people over here that are Christians, and, you know, it's their job to care about Christians, I suppose. I'm going to care about the minorities, even if those minorities don't like or appreciate my values. I'll end it there. That's pretty much all I have to say. Just